Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. My name is George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I want to ask you a question. Have you had a bad day? Have you ever had a bad day? I guess that's a question that's an easy answer because we've all had bad days. But do you feel like you're having more bad days than good days lately? And the question that I have for you is, when you have a bad day, when that happens, do you wish you were having a better day where everything was going right, or do you learn to appreciate the value of having a bad day? Because I think it's really tough. Now, look, I know that sounds tough, and it's probably easier said than done, but it's something that I want you to really think about for a minute. And I want you to think about it because I know that there's a lot of people lately that are struggling, that are having some difficult moments, having difficult days. I do as well. And what I'm trying to say is that we need to remind ourselves that our perspective, remember, our thoughts create our life, but our perspective is what creates our life. Our perspective really is what creates our life, because our thoughts and our filter on our thoughts are what drive our actions. And our actions based on our thoughts are going to create our results. So when you have a bad day, do you find a way to appreciate the value of a bad day so that you can either, number one, learn something, or number two, appreciate the good in your life? Let's break that down for a second, because when you have struggle, the first thing you have to do is take a perspective that you're going to learn and grow from that struggle. Because without the struggles, you can't learn and grow. I saw a book one time that said, if life were hard, it wouldn't be easy. And I had to kind of do a double take on that. If life were hard, it wouldn't be easy. I'm thinking, what? Well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. If it were hard, it would be easy. If life were easy, it wouldn't be hard. And it really makes sense, because if life were easy and it were never hard, how would you grow? How would you learn? How would you create that best life? Because you never had to create learning and growth and things that you need to really truly feel fulfilled. We talk about the need for certainty, but we also talk about the human need for uncertainty, for the change and the struggle. So I think it's important for us to analyze these bad days and change our filter and change our perspective. The other thing is that without the bad days, without the difficult times, it really is hard to appreciate the good days. And I'm saying that because I'm trying to give you a way to think about and reflect and deal with the bad days better. See, I was recently having a pretty bad day myself, and I heard a song that came on the radio. It was a song that sort of broke the pattern of me thinking, man, this day is just never going to end. It's one thing after another. And it was a song that brought some awareness to my day and helped me to sort of shift my focus and attention to the two things that I just mentioned to you. It shifted my attention to the fact that I'm going to learn and grow through these difficult, challenging things. And also, how are you ever going to appreciate the good days if you don't have a bad day? And so today I want to do something a little different. I've got this song. I kind of looked it up and I pulled the lyrics out. I want to read them to you because it really has a great, inspiring message. It's actually a song by Brantley Gilbert. I think it's called "If You Never Had a Bad Day," right? If you never had a bad day, what would happen? I'm going to read you these lyrics. I want you to just think about this for a minute and see if it just inspires you to get some different perspective on your bad days. It says, if you never had a bad day, you wouldn't never learn the words to Amazing Grace, never felt the chill of a pew when you lost faith. Well, blood, sweat, and tears wouldn't mean a thing if you didn't strike out a couple hundred times. If you never hit rock bottom, never cussed the sky, you would have never known to ask the good Lord why, or even changed your life, or ever changed your life. If you never had hard days, if you never had a heartbreak, never had more than you can take, or carried the weight of life on your shoulders, would you feel like you earned it? Would you live with purpose, or even know your own strength if you never had hard days? You wouldn't know what it's like to dance in the rain, never see the silver lining when the skies go gray. You wouldn't know a dream come true from a few that don't. You'd never find your way on a broken road. If you never had hard days, if you never had a heartbreak, never had more than you can take or carry the weight of life on your shoulders, would you feel like you earned it? Would you live with a purpose or even know your own strength if you never had? If you never had the downs, the scuffs, the scars, the ruts, and all you put behind you, when the wins, the ups, the rises aboves are right there to remind you. If you never had hard days, if you never had a heartbreak, never had more than you can take or carry the weight of life on your shoulders, would it feel like you earned it? Would you live with a purpose or even know your own strength if you never had bad days, if you never had hard days? Yeah, if you never had hard days. So I hope that those things are, words, that song will inspire you, and it'll help you to change your filter and your perspective on things. Let me suggest a few things that you can do in order to turn around your awareness or your bad days in general, or at least change your perspective. Number one, I would suggest when you're having a bad day, you surround yourself with positive. This means positive people, podcasts, music, books, whatever it is that you can do, inundate yourself with positive, because that's going to allow you to change your perspective on your day, but it's also going to help change your mindset to the positive. Another suggestion I have for you is to practice gratitude. It's very, very difficult, I've learned from my experience, to count your blessings and still be focused on what's going wrong in your life. So find a way to write down things you're grateful for. Just make a list, as many things as you can think about. Your health, your opportunities, your family relationships, whatever it is. Push your mind into that path of gratitude. Remember, the neurons that fire together wire together, and you need to push yourself into gratitude. Another thing you can do, another suggestion, is to sit down and journal your thoughts. A lot of times we think about things and they build up inside of us, and that's why when you can have a great conversation with a friend or an individual, you feel like you can get it off your chest. It helps you to be able to release and just move forward. Writing down your thoughts in a journal, try it sometime. Just write down everything you're thinking. The advantage of that is that you get it off your mind, you get it out on paper, and then you can move on. And it's a great therapeutic way, and that's why a lot of people love to journal. Journaling isn't just about capturing your memories or putting gratitude down. Sometimes it's about getting those thoughts off your mind, the ones that got to get out of there. And finally, find a mentor. Find a mentor that will allow you the opportunity to be able to bounce ideas, work on yourself, someone that helps to get to know you better, what you do, how you do it. And when you do that, I think it'll make a huge difference for you in your life. Now, actually, there's one other idea I have for you, and that's always be prepared in advance for those days. You know you're going to have them. You know you're going to have days that are going to be difficult. Prepare in advance for those days. Learn to find a way to be able to be prepared to deal with them. And that might be you've got a playlist that you like to listen to. It might be quotes or positive thoughts or a book. It might be calling a friend. Know in advance what you're going to do when you're having a difficult day, and it'll help you to get through it. Now, let me leave you with one last thought from the Daily Mastermind, and this is the quote of the day. I love the quote of the day in the Daily Mastermind mobile app. It's a free download. Make sure you go get it. But if I look at this like I do every morning and I give you the quote of the day right out of the mobile app, what you're going to see is a great little 4K pic. It's going to be a great pic. You could share that or just use that to get your imagination and inspiration going. But the quote today is turn rejections into opportunities. Turn rejections into opportunities. I think that fits really well with our thought here today. When you have difficult, challenging times, get out from under your circumstances, turn them into opportunities. I hope this whole message today will get you to start to view your bad days differently and view them as something that's necessary and something you appreciate and something you're going to grow from and something that you're going to learn to change the filter on. Make it a game. Make it a game for yourself to change your perspective and win the day. You can win the day because you control your mind. You're not your mind. And it's never too late to start living the life that you're meant to live. So let's start creating that life for you here today. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you listening. Look forward to your feedback. Once again, this was the Daily Mastermind, and my name is George Wright III. Have an amazing day. Bye.